Hello everyone, welcome to our show Reality Check. This is Tinder,
And this is Georgiana.
and today we are going to talk about Tinder. So, Georgiana, I know that you are a user. Why do you think it's a good idea to use Tinder nowadays?
Well, actually, I'm not a user anymore. Just today, I uninstalled this app from my tablet.
Okay, why?
I used it for I think almost 10 days, and I signed up. Actually, I signed up because I just heard everybody talking about it, and I wanted to see what was so cool and different about this app because I know there's like a lot of other apps for dating. And also, I saw that this fat girl on Tinder experiment on YouTube. They set up a profile for a very cute girl, and she got some dates. But when she went to the dates, she was wearing a lot of makeup, so she looked like a very fat girl, like obese. And some of the guys got really angry and started like arguing with her, like you deceived me or you made me spend my gasoline to come here and look at you. One of the guys said he was going to go to the restroom and never came back, so it was really awful. They did that because research shows that the number one fear of guys on Tinder is that the girl is gonna be fat, whereas the number one fear for girls is that the boy will be a serial killer.
Okay.
So they did that. So I watched this experiment and I was like, I don't believe that. Oh my god. So I just
That's very rough though. It's very
yeah.
interesting.
And then I signed up, and yeah,
Pretty
It-
shocking things happening there, right?
yeah. It's
Like,
just,
tell me about the most shocking thing you've seen.
well, first of all, I just think that this. First of all, the structure of the app is that way that you can just see the people's photos, and you need to swipe left if you don't like them, and swipe right if you do like them. So you just see
Okay.
that photo and perhaps the name and age, but nothing else. To see an about me description or more photos, you need to click on something else, so it's a bit more complicated. So um, it's just so interesting how with just one simple swipe, you put people into different categories, like in your own comfortable apartment from your comfortable tablet. You like swipe left, I don't like you, I never want to meet you, I never want to get to know you. Or swipe right, maybe I want to get to know you, because the thing with Tinder is that the person will not know that you swipe them right. That means that you like them, unless they swipe right too. So
Okay.
it's like you were in a public place and mentally you'd like somebody, and mentally you'd know if they like you back, and if they would like you back they would know that you like them, but otherwise nobody would know. And it's just so not e- I think you're not exposing yourself at all, and that's the most attractive thing about it. You don't need to put yourself out there at all. You're just comfortable, patronizing, looking at faces of people with lives, with memories, with passions and stuff, and you just say no and yes to them like you're some sort of a god. And
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
like, so I mean, it's really easy to do that.
So it's really about appearances, like physical characteristics
Not
or
even
age or
appearances. It's photo, being photogenic,
yeah.
choosing
Yeah.
the correct photo, like maybe putting a car or not putting a car in your profile photo,
Okay.
like winking or not winking, tongue out or tongue inside, selfie or not selfie. So it's just based on that, because there's a lot of people there. You have a lot of like you have plenty of people to choose from. It's not like you have just five people and you need to decide between them. You know that there's a lot of people there, so you just swipe irrationally because nothing happens when you swipe. And
So you can't see somebody's profile unless they liked you back.
you can see some of their photos, but you cannot write to them.
Okay.
And that is maybe another excellent thing, excellent initiative about Tinder because before everybody on a dating website or something could
Yeah.
write to you, even if you like them or not. They could be insistent. They could bother you. They could annoy you. They could make up fake profiles and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I used to be at Netlog, something
Uh
like
huh.
that, and that was not actually a dating site, but it was used as a dating site. Like all weirdos were writing to me without
Yeah,
even knowing them and
and that's so
coming out with all.
spammy.
Yeah, was very spammy and very annoying, and I got some very strange and very freaky offers.
Messages. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing with Tinder is that you don't get all that because
Okay.
if you like that person and they like you back, then and only then they are allowed to talk to you. And then afterwards you can just unmatch them, like if you want to. Another interesting thing about Tinder is that you cannot get somebody back. So if I swiped you left by mistake, I cannot get you back unless I purchase the premium version that costs like almost 40 lei, and you get to like call people back, like rewind them, like the last person. And also you can swipe in other cities because right now this basic version works just in your nearby area. So you can set up like I want to see people at a maximum 10-kilometer distance from me or 20 or 50, and that's the
Okay.
range that Tinder has. And it needs your GPS also all the time, constantly, like clicking. It's really interesting just to see it. Like Tinder knows where you are, like
Yeah.
precisely.
It's
But they don't share the exact location, just some like 2 kilometers or something kind of vague.
okay. And
Why?
what was the most interesting experience you had in with Tinder?
The most interesting experience? Well, um, I I did meet a guy who I was talking to for a while.
Okay.
But he's not in Romania. He wasn't nearby, but he had the premium feature and could swipe whatever he wanted.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And that was a nice surprise because he's a really nice guy. We're talking sometimes, like maybe every day, but that's all. It just shows that Tinder can bring good stuff too. But that was the only, like, the best experience. The other experiences were a bit more sleazy, so to
Okay.
speak.
Tell me about it.
I mean, when guys are protected by a screen and they know you kind of like them, it's just
They have
the
the
sky
power,
is the
right?
limit. The
Okay.
sky is the limit. They would just say anything to you, like from um, something like, "Hey, did you ever give anybody your phone number?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Well, are you gonna start right now and give me your phone number?" But I was like, his third line or something. So it was just out of nowhere. I'm not gonna give you my phone number, and they're so full of themselves because like they know you swipe them right, and if you say something they don't like, they're or like, so why did you swipe right then? Hmm? Like,
So it's a little bit exaggerated. Like I don't know. It's kind of similar to the real world in a way or another, but the difference would be that they are not protected in the real world in by a screen. So,
yeah,
like in also in the real world, if they know that you like them, they kind of use the situation. But if they are online and they are just right in the front of a screen and they are not sure that you are going to actually meet, then they kind of have the feel the power, in
yeah,
yourself
that's
of doing
correct. I
whatever,
was so
writing
surprised.
whatever.
I mean, I was just talking, like small talking to this guy. He was really cute, Swedish guy, I think. And he was like, okay, I'd like to see you, I'd like to meet you. I said, okay, maybe just let's talk at the end of the week. We were kind of getting along. And then at the end of the week, he was, okay, so I'm thinking we should go at your place and watch a movie because I'm feeling a bit tired. I've had too much to drink last night. And now I just feel like doing something cozy, like sitting with you and watching a movie. And I felt so invaded, like, oh my God, we just exchanged some lines. We were like, "Hi, how are you? Where from?" now you're inviting yourself onto my house. And I was like, okay, this wouldn't work for me, I'm sorry. And he stopped replying after that. I
Okay.
think he unmatched me or something. He probably was like, what the, you know?
Yeah, most likely I was looking for something else
Yeah, but
in a cozy environment.
isn't like are, one way or the other, guys are always looking for that thing. But I have this feeling that uh, the way it used to be, guys had to sort of let some magic into it because they had to wait, so they had to kind of get to know the person. Maybe not marry them yet, but at least like wait for a while. And meanwhile, you might get attached, or you might see that you actually like that person and stuff. But nowadays, it's just something you just type. You're like, hey, do you want to have sex? No, okay. Uh, you're. I thought you were an open-minded girl, but you're not. I can see that you're not. And like
Yeah.
trying to convince girls to break their principles. Like you say, okay, I'm not that kind of girl, and they're like, why? I mean, don't you want to be like you only live once and all
Yeah,
these
this is
quotes and
such
like
a
be in the
bullshit.
moment? And what do you have to lose? And I'm gonna please you too. Like that was oh my god, they just have no shame. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how it works with the girls. Maybe there are some girls who reciprocate this behavior, but for me, even if I were to look for guys on Tinder, it would just be because um, it's just as good as of a place to meet people like any other place, because we live in this technology era, and it's time to move over these preconceptions that you gotta meet them in person or stuff like that. So it's okay to maybe socialize first in the virtual space, but not put everything you think of
Yeah.
in writing. That's like so rude, and I feel so objectified. Like so few people have asked me, okay, what do you do? Like, what is your passion? What do you like? Um, without just stalling until they can ask for sex. Oh
Yeah.
my god! And it's a pity because they're really hot. Some of them are really, really, really
That's
hot.
the problem with them because I think they are the worst kind. Because if they are hot and they go on Tinder, I think they're looking for the easiest way, the most like the most easy way to get a girl possible, because they could do it in the real life as well. But in the real life, they maybe would need to do something more, like to be nice, or know how to talk to somebody, or how
Yeah,
to make eye contact, or how
but
to flirt and so. But
the
online, they just like throw there some words, and then they think that they can get it. And most likely they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't use this strategy. I had a friend that was doing kind of the same thing, and he had a lot of success. He's from Germany, and he was very successful with
okay.
like.
But the thing is, and what scares me, and one of the reasons why I uninstalled it, is that I think that if a lot of people continue to use this for dating and date this way, this habit of putting yourself out there, doing something more, doing something to show that you appreciate the other person, their time, their interest, their energy, will just disappear, because the more you think in a certain way, the more you become that certain way. Even if maybe at the beginning you're not, but then you see how things work, and human beings are very adaptable uh, beings. So we just adapt to this new kind of dating. So what happens then when this is normality? Like when this is what's normal? What happens with the other people who maybe still treasure old-fashioned values and stuff? It's just so interesting and scary in a way.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of think that like if we go will continue of this kind of dating style, or people will start to use it more and more, like there will be two groups. Maybe the smaller group will be the traditional mindset of people, like the ones that like to date online, and get in touch with people in a physical way and get to know them and talk like eye to eye. But in the other hand, the big majority maybe will use this
Well,
this kind of
it's
dating.
hard enough to find a good guy, and it's hard enough to find somebody with who with whom you get along. What happens if from the guys that we're having now, another part will disappear because they are too dismissive? I mean, oh my
Yeah.
God, you know. So it's just
The thing is that the majority of people is looking for the easy, like in any kind of sense. Like it's the same with online shopping, you know. Like people like to buy things online. I think people like to buy love online because it's easier and it's faster,
yeah,
and
yeah.
most likely it's working because people have no time to I don't know,
Get to know
get to
everything and
know
go and see.
and go
Yeah.
through all those processes and stuff. So that's why
But
maybe
how much is too much, you know? So that's really something worth thinking about. How much of it do I want to get from the internet, from this website?
yeah.
Okay, I can get a house, I can get a shampoo, I can get a chair, but do I want my loved one to be found this way and be the kind of person that says, hey, do you want to have sex? And they're like, yeah. Is that my wife? Is that my husband?
It's
Really
risky. I
interesting.
think it's very risky because it can easily change people's mindsets. Like if people would use this for a long time, I don't know if they would be able to get into a normal relationship where and you have
Yeah.
to deliver more than just sex and
Yeah, yeah,
physical
yeah.
contact.
I
Yeah.
totally agree. I totally agree. And then I'm just thinking whether this is a necessary evolutionary step for us because we're in such a hurry all the time. And am I just being stubborn and wanted to hold on to my old fashioned principles that are not valid anymore? Or is just the world going crazy and I'm the one that's thinking right? It's just a question that bothers me all the time, and it's something that everybody should think of. How do you want to approach this matter? Just don't do stuff because everybody does it, and in the sense that don't accept things that you don't want to just because everybody accepts it. Just it's better to stick to your own principles, and whatever you think is not healthy for you and not constructive, just don't be afraid to shut it off.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we are living in Romania. Romania is not industrial country like the U.S. or other Western European countries where people are starting to get used to this online life. Like they are basically establishing a relationship via internet all the time, and that it's kind of normal for them, and they have very poor social skills. Like I've heard that, for example, in America, because they keep in touch with with friends, girlfriends, family, and so online, they don't know anymore how to talk to people and how to approach each other. So they started to take courses for that. So there are like professional courses for people to in order to make them able to communicate offline with others. So
Cannot even imagine.
that's like the other way around. I don't know if the but that's like, just like a very like a huge evolutionary change. Let's say like this. I don't know. But yeah, this is a very interesting topic. So we are waiting for you, our dears, to call us and tell your ideas
Opinions on
about
that?
and opinions on Tinder or other dating websites. So see you next week.